Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Blue. I accept all pronouns. So in today's video is going to be an exciting video, I believe. It's going to be a October's favorites featuring a bit of my spooky plants to just fit the October Halloween theme. So there's going to be some that I'm just like really having a good time learning about and want to share like what I learned with you all. And then as well, like there'll be some plants in there that are a little spooky and some that are a little freaky. So I hope y'all enjoy that. And if you have any questions, always feel free to leave your comments down below, and thank you all for subscribing. I love creating content that is just stuff that is like fun for me. So plants, right? Plants are what is fun for me, and I love sharing what I learn and what I'm creating in my shop as well with you all. Plus I sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle content, and that will be coming in, so I hope y'all will enjoy that as well as much as y'all have enjoyed these videos. So let's get on with the video. But just real quick before we get started, I would love to just share my new t-shirt designs that I created. So these are like super soft. This is my design that I've made. I just really like it. This is like, it fits the Halloween theme. So the reference to like my shirt, this is home, the way that why I created it and the inspiration that it comes from is from a Latin phrase called memento mori, and that is basically means remember that you have to die. So in Shakespearean times, writers would place this skull on their desk, and it was a way to remember them about life and then inspire them to create the work that they did. So I like a little bit of that, and that kind of like tied in with this theme of the shirt. Plus, of course, all the wonderful foliage that I added that I just love, like the Florida Beauty, the Ethereum, the Gloriosum, the Tortum, and of course the Silver Sword. Like, we have to add that one in there. And this is home because I love being surrounded by plants. It's something that whenever I started on my recovery, it was a way for me to feel better and also kind of like find a way to better myself in my life. So it's definitely done that for me, and I hope to do that for you. And I really want to say thank you so much for like buying my merch. So my candles have been selling, and when y'all purchase this shirt, when you're local and you come to our events, you get 10% off your total order. Like, how cool is that, right? I just think it's really cool that you're supporting me, so I want to just give a little back to you as well. So I know that was long. Let's get to the plants. So these are all like stunning plants that I've really enjoyed growing, but I'm going to start off with one of the most stunning plants that I believe I own, and that is the Philodendron Snowdrift. Now the Philodendron Snowdrift has these like beautiful orange pink tone petioles, and their foliage is like super creamy white, almost translucent, as you see, with some dark green speckling and a bit of like that pinkish orange hue in the middle of the foliage, as you see for the veining. I think that's just gorgeous, and I think once I start to like really grow it out more, I'm going to be so excited to have this big pot of like Philodendron Snowdrift, and then eventually like do little trades with other people, because I know other people want this plant as well. I have been wanting this plant for so long. I've been like following other YouTube channels and stuff, and so I like write my little list and cross it out every time I get my wish list plant. So it's special to me because it comes from I bought it from a friend's shop that I absolutely love, and I actually did a garden party video, so if you are intrigued, definitely check out the video here. It's just fun sharing all the fun plants that they had raffles. It's like a little party that they did. Really cute. But the philodendron snowdrift is just such a wonderful, easy growing plant. I really have not done so much to it. I water it, fertilize it, and I keep it in my grow tent just because I really want it to like grow fast. But it does well whenever I place it like behind me, as you see, one of my plant stands, or just like enjoying some window light. So this is an east facing window. Yes, to make sure. So yes, that's an east-facing window. That's the type of sunlight it receives. We also have, like, as you see behind us, large pecan trees. So it does provide some shading throughout, but I've cut enough of it to where it gives some light as well to the garden and over here to my studio. So I'm really excited for that. This is my first fun October favorite to share with y'all. On to the next one. So the next one, I'm sticking with my wish list plants, y'all. And I always find it really amazing when I get to like purchase these from like my friends, because it's like we all are just so supportive of one another. And I think that's just amazing. It's like a community, everybody supports one another, and really just is like here for one another, to look out for one another. It's great. So this is the philodendron El Choco Red. I bought this from my friend's shop, Urban and Wild. They're actually going to be at the Texas Airborne Show featuring their plants, so I'm going to be there definitely filming that out, filming that event. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be talking to other people that are at the event as well, just like getting like a little bit of like their feedback on their tips on growing plants and what their favorite plants are. It's just going to be fun. So this is the philodendron El Choco Red. Oh, just look at that velvet foliage. It was deheaded. This is the first leaf, as you see. It's just been it's really moist, and it's in a enclosed environment where it just receives pretty much like 90% humidity. But that new foliage is doing so much well, and there's new growth here. It's pretty fast. I keep these lights on more, so they're on possibly like 16 hours a day. And that's because most of these are just like the ones for my collection, and then also like things that I need to like start, or stuff that I'm rehabbing. And a lot of times it's a lot of like my TCs, like when I did like my Tortums, my philodendron Carmel Marbles, and the Spiritus Santis, and the Red Andersons. So I explored all that. I understand how to do it now, so I'm so excited to eventually show that with y'all. But this is the El Choco. That's probably one of my next ones to get from TC. So I just love it. I think everybody else should have it, but it's a beautiful plant. Velvet, easy growing, and it does grow like huge foliage. So does pretty decently in average temperatures, but I would not recommend it in like super high bright light, direct light, because then it will burn the foliage. It'll cause this like little burn, as you see here. But this is the second one. Right, I'm switching it up, y'all. Boom. Look at this Hoya. Look at this Hoya. This is what I call my research Hoya. So yes, I do have a shop, and I do love like propagating for my plants and stuff as well, but I also do a little bit of like what I like to call is research. So I like finding mystery Hoyas that are like without any IDs, and then finding their like who they are, so the genus, so the species and the variety of them and the history of it. So I just really like doing that. That's something that's passionate about, that I like doing. I get to find like unique Hoyas that way, and sometimes they're a surprise, because like that's how I found the fungi. That's how I am finding this one. So this one, I believe, is the Hoya carnosa Hoya carnosa Queen Splash, or is it Hoya carnosa Princess Queen Splash? It's one of those two words. I'll put the name on the screen for y'all that after I get it, but that's the one that I'm thinking. I'm also thinking it's a different one, but it does show, because of the pointy leaves, the foliage, new growth, and sizing, the cup leaves. So the original like Hoya Crimson Queen does not doesn't have this type of like features. So, and I have it. So as you see, two completely different plants. So at first I was like, oh, it's just another Hoya Crimson Queen, because I was growing it and it was just a node in my terrarium, and then it started to grow more and more, and I was like, that is not a Hoya Crimson Queen. So I grabbed it, put it in a little planter and started growing it out. It's a very slow grower, so that's why I'm thinking it's more of the Hoya Crimson Queen Splash. As you see, oh, I just love it. And then there was another one called the Holtium. I've been talking to y'all about it. So in my previous videos, I've been talking to y'all about it and what I think that is as well. But as you see, two completely different plants. So I'm excited. I like learning about Hoyas this way. This is just like my little like plant nerd kind of thing about it. So I like that. So, and then I get to share with others and then grow their collection. They grow my collection as well, and y'all, that's amazing. But this is my third one, the Hoya research. This is my favorite third one, the research Hoya, possibly Hoya Crimson Queen Splash. And as you see, I have it rooting in soil. I do better in soil. So another fun Hoya that I just think that a lot of people should look into is the variegated Hoya Commingiana. Super easy to root. Let me tell you, this is one of the easiest variegated Hoyas that I had to root. I didn't really do much to it. I calloused it, and then I threw a little great white in there, and done. But after that, I've cut it twice already. Once to trade with a friend, another to just have. So just in case if something went wrong. So I like to have like an insurance Hoya, as I like to call it. But let me show you this delicate little cupped leaf foliage. Look how cute that is. Like, you can't tell me that is not a cute little Hoya, and it just grows so easy. And I think once it starts to really like take off, you will have a little browning, by the way. I don't know why it does that. But once it really starts to take off, the leaves will get a bit more larger, like this large over here. But right now they're just a little small, cute. And I think I might trellis it. I was really looking into those like acrylic trellises. What are they called? Atra trellises from Propagation Stories, I believe. Ooh, my baby's here. Okay, here you go. Good girl. Stay right there. I had to get her a little spot. Some hot coffee. I definitely need some coffee. These are so cute. I've had these like bracelets for a while. Super cute bracelets. Love them. One of them is to like ward off, negative people. But yes, like I was telling y'all, Hoya Commingiana variegated, you must definitely look into it. I think it's a beautiful, easy Hoya to grow, and once it starts to really like trail off, oh my god, y'all. Let's stick with Hoyas. Let me show you my beautiful, newly acquired silver foliage Hoya. Just, look at that. This is the Hoya Nova Ghost. Let me tell you how I have been on a search on a search for you, and she's giving me a tiny little bitty little bitty leaf right there. Just a little leaf right there. Oh, it's so cute. The person I got it from is from the swap that I went to at the Denton plant swap. So if you'd like to check that video out, I also made a little video of it, and so I could share the fun vendors there and what they're offering. So many fun, cool things, and there is a person there that bakes bread. Oh my god, y'all! I love bread. I don't know, bread and pizza. That's like my food group. But this silver foliage Hoya is just spectacular. It's beautiful. It's really even easy to grow. I have it in. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is reusable soil. I reused this soil. Got it from some pots. Tossed it around. Put some sulfur in there. Tossed that around again. A little cinnamon, just cause just in case. And then I used it again. There's like slow release fertilizer in there. There's some bark. There's some perlite. It's just all a mixture. And then what I do is I bake it. So I bake it not in the oven. You could do that, but I'm not doing that. I baked it outside. I place it outside in the sun to just get a little toasty. And once the moisture is out of there, and you can tell that's like how that's when you can reuse it again. And then if you have more issues with it, spray some more sulfur, toss that stuff around, and you could reuse it. If you're on a pinch or just really don't want to like go get some soil, that's what I do. This is also I must add, this is also the reverted version of the Hoya Argentina Princess. So that Hoya is definitely a Hoya that is on my wish list. I hope one day I can attain it. It's very, 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 very rare and pricey. It's pricey. And so, I don't know. But, you just throw those vibes out there in the universe and somehow magically they appear. So, this is Hoya Nova Ghost. Super beautiful. Silver Hoya. One of my newest ones that I just acquired. So, thank you so much for trading with me, and I am excited to have it. Okay, so another Hoya that I just love, and I think these really have been like fitting the theme for the Halloween with the little like spooky foliage, and so this one is Hoya Chicken Farm. I actually had it longer. It was there another piece to it. I cut that piece off, kind of rooted it out, and then traded it for the Nova Ghost. So it's kind of cool how like sometimes your trades could get you another trade, and I'm really appreciative of that, because these are like my favorite Hoyas. But I got this Hoya because 1, I have a chicken farm, 2, I love Hoyas, and 3, the foliage. The foliage is definitely like something that I look for. I love large foliage. I love like the Jurassic look to the foliage. Yes, I said Jurassic. It's just some ancient looking trashy Hoya. I love it. It just looks good. So I'm excited to have this. We'll definitely be growing more of these out. I'm thinking about probably buying maybe another one or finding a way to trade for another one. But my goal with my Hoyas is to get them to bloom and get them to set the seed. So I really want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to set them to seed, and I want to learn how to cross Hoyas, because I really want to find out how to like be able to do that. That's why we're getting into here. So, but this is the Hoya Chicken Farm. The person that found the Hoya named it Hoya Chicken Farm because it was found near a chicken farm. So, simple as that. Sometimes you can find it as Hoya Dekii cross chicken farm or something like that. And what people have been telling me is that the correct name is Hoya Chicken Farm. So the Dakei part is not included into it. But I might be wrong. Let me know down below. There's always so much information out there, so that's why sometimes I'm like, this is my found knowledge. This is what I learned. So, Hoya Chicken Farm. So lovely. Such a lovely Hoya. Okay, next, not a Hoya, but it is in the Hoya genus. So, this is Cyanthum marianum, also known as a bundle of sticks plant. Its origin is from Madagascar. Though the reason it looks like this is because of the defense mechanism. So this is its defense mechanism for the wild. No foliage, just these very beautiful lantern-like foliage. So I did a little video on in my previous video. I talked a little bit more about it, and then I showed a little propagation about how I did that. So in the future, I'll update y'all on how those propagations are going. And this is definitely like a plant. If you are a plant nerd or just a little like plant geeky like me, you definitely need to get this. So once it starts to like grow out more, there'll be more foliage. It'll grow longer, it'll bushier, and I'll propagate it more, fill it up in the top, and I just really want like a curtain of this. So we'll definitely be getting to that. This is Cyanthum marianum. Very beautiful. I got this as a cutting from a seller on Blossom, and you could tell that it's growing because I had to get out a little bit. But you see the way it looks like on the end. So those little two ends means that it's growing. Those are the foliage. Let me see if I could just place it right here and show y'all a bit better. So this is how it looks. It'll look like a brownish green, but the new growth will be greener. So that's how that one looks. It's definitely not delicate. Like it's a sturdy plant, but definitely one to so it's a sturdy plant. It's definitely one to look for, and it's marvelous. Like, look how it's growing under my grow lights right now, just because it was a cutting, and so I needed it to root, and it's doing well. It's doing really well. Thank you so much for the person who sent it to me, because they also added more. It was just like a little bit, and they added more to that. So I really appreciate when sellers do that, because that's really nice, especially me, because like I get to share with other people. So next, we're doing a little bit of like my no drainage plants. So this is my Ficus shaveriana. And so it was definitely taller. I think y'all see it in the intro how tall it was. And then there's another video on how I just repotted it into this no drainage. Love that. Sorry, I had to do it. But I've also, so I propagated it. I gave a little bit to my friend that's a little bit far out. So she only comes out a little bit because she's like out in the, like more in the farm area of our areas. And so I sent that out to her. So she'll be sending me out some plants later. But it's really beautiful. It has this like, these are the original foliage. But look at that new foliage. How beautiful is that? I love how pink and dark that foliage is. Definitely great for now spooky season to come out. It's like it was nice and delicate, and then it said boom, I'm gonna be spooky now. And beautiful. Spooky and beautiful. I love it. So this is Ficus shaveriana. I have it in no drainage. I water it lightly because it's pretty moist in there, and there's really like not even any water in the reservoir, as you see here. I barely do that because the leca actually holds moisture, so I just kind of wait till it feels a little bit like lighter. So once it starts doing that, I might spritz a little water in there, but You definitely kind of like have to get used to of growing in no drainage if you're not used to it, or if you have like an overwatering tendency. No drainage is good because it doesn't you don't have to water it as much. It retains all that moisture. It's in a glass like container here, so super easy to care for. And honestly, I don't want a big old tree right now. Maybe later. So it's kind of like making sure it just like grows so fast, because I don't want to get overwhelmed with plants during the winter, and I'll be overwintering plants as well. So definitely one to look out. It's also been out in Kroger because a lot of like this has been tea seed. So Ficus shavariana. No, y'all aren't that big mama right there, but we'll get to it. Saving her for last. My next no drainage plant is my Anthurium beechii. I'm not sure if this is a narrow form or if this is the wide form. I'm going with the wide form because of how wide the foliage looks. This is its original foliage, as you see. Once I placed it in no drainage, this is its newest leaf, so it's doing well. Like the other one, I lightly water it. There is water in this one, as you see, but it's that's when I like know, okay, well, I'll have to like water it if there's no water in here and it feels really light. So that's how I care for it. But this is just growing in an area where there's like those blue and pink lights, so it's just hanging out there, really easy to care for. I really like growing a lot of anthuriums because I want them to like eventually set the seed, so I could like experiment with that as well. I would love to find out how to cross these as well, because I've been just doing a lot of research on that. So we'll get to that. It's just a lot of projects, but yes. Definitely one to look out for. I'll definitely like be sharing props later on, and yeah. Anthurium beechii. Easy to grow. All right, y'all. Last but not least, this is my Anthurium Crystal X Hope. So this has been crossed with the Anthurium crystallinum and Anthurium Hope. So as you see that's like the when I placed it into like after a couple times, like after this leaf, this is after being placed in no drainage, and then like a couple months later it gave me this big old leaf. Look at this big leaf. Like, how cool is that? I love it. It had a big leaf like that, but it was in my grow tent, and then it just looked a little wonky, so I cut it off. And then, look at this. This is the newest foliage from the plant. So gorgeous. I just really love this plant. This is so cool. I got this from our local plant trade. Or whenever we do our local plant trades, we go to an area, and then it's for all the groups, all the vendors, and everybody just comes and trades and does really well there. It's fun, and I love this plant. I also have this in no drainage. That's how it's been easier for me to care for. As you see, it has leca in it, a little bit of water. I put like feed in there. And then I fertilize it every other watering. So that's been my way of like caring for it. It's doing easy, very well. It does like a little bit more high humidity every now and then, but I try to keep it in like average temps. Maybe up to the highest is like 70%. But I know for wintertime, I'm probably gonna have to like up it. So we'll be doing some little plant chores here and there for the upcoming like setup for winter, and that way like you get to see that as well. Well, y'all, Thank you so much for joining me on this video of sharing my October favorites plants with you all. They have been so wonderful to grow, to learn about, to experience, and just really like exploring something new, funky, and different with different styles of growing as well, different techniques. I think that's, for me, it's just something that I always want to like be able to know, because I want to know how to like help other people as well whenever they need their help in it. So you all have a great day. Peace and love to you all. Bye everyone.